everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. It's Sunday here today, and it is cooler, a little cooler, but very smoky. We've had, there must be some forest fires. I think there are in Washington State and on the mainland of British Columbia, and I think we're getting the smoke because it sure smells smoky around here, and it's kind of that ominous feeling with all of the smoke hanging over. So I hope it's cooler for you. It's still pretty warm here, and but I think it's going to start. It kind of rained on us this morning, sprinkled on us this morning as I was walking the dog. All right, I'm here today. I have a project for you using the Sweet Candy Canes bundle. So this is one of two bundles that's part of the Sweetest Christmas Suite. And I absolutely love these candy canes and always have so much fun making cards with them. And I wanted to share it because this is actually going to be the bundle or the stamp set that we're focusing on, or I'm focusing on for our monthly, my new monthly card club that starts in October. So I'm excited because I'm going to start to do some in-person classes. Hey, Claudia. So that means that, you know, if you live local to me, you could participate in my club and participate in person. I'm going to limit it to 3 or 4 people per class. Or if you don't live locally, this option, there will be a mail option available for you as well. So the more information is on my my website or on my Facebook group or Facebook page. But if you're interested, let me know. Hello. Oh, it's hot in Florida. Yes, I'm sure it's hot in Florida. And I'm sure it's very smoky in Chilliwack, Cindy. Gosh, yes. I think you're kind of close to where many of the fires, I don't think they're close to you, but certainly closer than I am. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to share my desktop. So this is the Sweet Candy Canes. I just love these candy canes. Some great sentiments. I've used this Merry and Bright a lot, not just on cards that use the Sweet. And then the other really fun, so these are the dies. So you get 2 candy cane dies facing opposite directions, which make it so easy to cut out. This amazing label, and I'll show you what you can do with this label die. 2 of these little leaf dies. Cut that out. And then this is really fun. I'm not using this on my card today, but I have used it in the past a lot. So this is a die that cuts all sorts of diagonal stripes, and the paper, the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper, actually there are a couple of pieces, or at least one piece of it, that coordinates with it. And then, but you can use it, you can cut just regular cardstock. Let's see, I've cut basic white out of this. You can cut designer series paper, and it's just so pretty with these diagonal stripes on it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put these back. So I pulled a couple of the pieces of the designer series paper. So there is this really fun one I'm going to use with the little candy canes. And then on the other side is the garden green. So the colors in this are real red, garden green, pool party, and sweet sorbet. It's just really pretty color combinations. And then I think this is one of my favorites, is these polka dots. So I'm using that combination. This one has that stripe. I think this is the one that actually, no, it's not. There is a different one that coordinates with it. So those are the ones I'm using today. That's the color combination. And I have just cut these, let's see, I think this one's like 2 3/4 by 4, and this one's 3 by 4. And then I've got a piece of real red that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Actually, no, sorry, these are, oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Hang on for a sec. Let me get this one. This is not 4 inches. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I have to remember what I cut. And then these are 4 inches wide. So we're just going to get a peekaboo of the real red behind this, and they're going to overlap here. So I'm going to use 2 different designer series papers on my card base. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue Oh yeah, big storms. I'm sure, Johanna. When I was in New Orleans, it was this certainly we had the thunderstorms. Hopefully no hurricanes coming your way. All right, so let's just take this. So as I said, you're just getting a peekaboo of the real red behind this. And then this one will go over top. Like that. I used to use this all the time where you would just kind of create your combination or put combinations of designer series paper. We're going to put some, I haven't done it for a while. This is the ribbon that comes with the sweet candy cane sweet. So it's a combination, and you get both the real red and the garden green. I'm going to use the real red. So you get 5 yards of each. So I'm going to cover up my seam with just a piece of the real red. So I'm cutting that probably about 6 inches. And I'm going to cover my seam. So let's just try and get that on there. This is where I like to use my Stampin' Seal. Oops. Because I just find that Stampin' Seal will actually hold the ribbon better than the liquid glue. Okay. Now we got our part of our card base done. So I've got a piece, which one it is? This one. I got a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And I've cut it 4 1/4. I think it's 4 1/4. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And as always, that's the side I score on. So fold into that raised line. Now, I do this a lot. And I explained this. Somebody asked me, why do you flip it? So when I go to fold it and I notice that the 2 edges are not lining up where I want them, I will flip it to the other side and then line them up. It could be my eyesight, I don't know, but sometimes I just find that the edges down here at the bottom don't line up. And so as I'm, putting it together to try and fold it, I may flip it over before I actually use my bone folder to give it that good crease. And yeah. So if you notice me doing that, it's just because I'm just thinking that the crease isn't, or it's not very lined up at the bottom. So we're not going to see much of the white on this card. It's going to be mostly, you're just going to see that peekaboo of white. And again, I'm using my Stampin' Seal because I like to add Stampin' Seal even over the ribbon so it doesn't come loose like that. So we're just getting that peekaboo. If you want to see more of the white or more of this real red, then just cut a little bit more off than I have. All right, there's my card base. So now let's do some stamping. I just have a piece of basic white cardstock. Now, I think I've demonstrated this before. It's really easy to get your candy canes looking shiny and glossy like a real candy cane would look. And so let me show you. I'm going to stamp 2 candy canes. I can put them both. I think I can fit them both on here. Yes, I can. All right. And then let's get which stamp do I want to use? Candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses. Let's use that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up using real red. I'm inking both of them up at the same time. And I'm going to stamp on the basic white. There we go. Now, I'm going to wait for that to dry just momentarily, but here's what you can do to get them looking. I mean, these candy canes are really pretty, but I really like them when they're kind of glossy like a real candy cane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Versamark. You can do this after you've cut them out or before, but I'm just going to take and go over. Now, you may be able to see this. The reason I try and wait, oh, you can't really see it maybe, but I can see it. The reason I try and wait until it's really dry, and I obviously didn't wait long enough, is the Versamark has picked up some of that real red, but that's okay. I'm going to cut them out anyway. So I've got clear embossing powder, and I always put mine in a container because, as I've explained, I'm a really messy embosser. And I'm just taking and covering this whole piece. Now it definitely is over the edge, but that's okay because I'm going to cut it out. I've covered it with Versamark. Even when I have it in a container, I get the embossing powder all over. All right, so now I'm going to take my embossing powder and on high, or embossing powder, my heat tool, and with it on high, I'm going to heat my images until the powder has all melted. And what you want to do is hold it just right over the image until you see it start to go shiny and glossy. It goes from this really dull finish to a really shiny finish. It takes a little bit to start to heat up. And once it starts to heat up, then you can move it around until you have all of the image, all of the powder melted. And if you see spots that are still a little bit dull and not shiny, it means that you need to go back over it with your heat tool. You don't want to hold it too long because it will start to kind of overbake and soak into the paper. So just do it until it's shiny, and then you're pretty much done. There we go. So I don't know if you can see, there you go. You can see how shiny this is compared to what it was before. I just really like this. So we're just going to let this just sit for a minute. And while it sits, I'm going to take Real Red and I'm going to stamp this right here. Because when we cut our candy canes out, I'm going to cut this out as well. Grabbing my labels, or my label dies and my candy cane dies. So we're going to use this label and we're going to just put that right on. Now I'm using Post-it note tape. You can use washi tape. You can use Post-it notes, whatever you have. And then we're going to just take and cut our candy canes. Like I said, I like it that there's two dies going the opposite direction. I don't think I mentioned that you can actually cut. There are candy canes that you can cut out of the designer series paper with these dies, which is really great. Now that's shifted on me already. I've been started and it shifted. There we go. So yeah, there's two full sheets because the paper comes as 12 by 12. And there are two sheets of it. So you can get a lot of candy canes out of that designer series paper. I'm just gonna, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you've got your regular platform, you've got platform, your plate, your platform 1, 2, and 3. Those can go, and then another 3 on top. There we go. candy cane. Gosh, even with that, much as I try, it still shifted a little bit, but it's probably much better than had I not used the washi tape. There we go. All right. So the other thing I actually wanted to cut out is I have some garden green here, and I'm gonna take and cut a couple of these leaves. I'm not going to do the stamping. I'm just going to cut the leaves out. So I'm just going to take that off and cut them out over here. Oops. Just to add a little bit of green to my card. All right. There's a couple of little leaves. We'll see how we can use them. Okay, so let's bring our card base back in. So my plan was to take and just put these across like this. And then see about maybe putting these on. Now, remember I said this is a really cool die. This got 2 holes in it. And let me show you what you can do with it. I meant to grab this earlier. Now, this is why this is such a cute, it's kind of come apart. Ignore the fact that my bow is no longer tied here. But if you get a candy cane, you can actually make labels. Wouldn't these be great? Name tag holders or go on packages. So just assume I have a nice bow there, but because I made this quite a while ago. So it's a really cute tag that you can put on a candy cane. But what I like to do with it is take, I've got some here, and put the ribbon through. So I put it through the back like that. And for this, because I've already got ribbon around, but you could actually I could have put this around my card and covered the seam, but I'm just going to use just maybe 4 or 5 inches of ribbon like that. And we will put this on top here. I just love that die. Okay. So I'm going to use, where's my Stampin' Seal? I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal on this one that's going on the bottom. So that will go like that. And then this one, I was going to pop it up, but I'm not, because I'm going to pop up my label. So this one can go like that. And then where's my label? So I'm going to take and put some dimensionals on the back of this. And I'm going to put some dimensionals over top of the ribbon so it holds the ribbon in place because it's slipping out. So just stagger them so that your label isn't wobbly in the middle. We don't like saggy labels. Oops, I'll put it on upside down. You know what, I think I'm gonna, let's just put it there and see. No. All right, I was gonna put it down there. My bottom, I'm gonna have to get some, I've got some embellishments. So let's put it there. Hopefully that's kind of halfway. There we go. And now let's take some glue dots. So when I'm making cards and coming on, I have an idea often in my mind, for the most part. Sometimes I don't. And so I have not made the card before I come on. So that's why it's kind of like, sometimes I'm guessing about what I'm going to do. But hope you guys enjoy it, because I enjoy coming on and making cards. All right. There we go. Okay, I need something else on here. So what else? Oh, I grabbed these are one of my favorite embellishments. These are the Adhesive Fact Seasonal Sequence. They come in 3 colors. They come in garden green. I've gone through so many packages of these, particularly because I absolutely love the gold ones. So they come in gold, they come in white, they come in sweet sorbet, and they come in green. So we'll use some of the white and green on this, because I'm down to two gold ones, and they come in 2 sizes. I don't think I said that. So let's put some, let's put some white and green ones on. I always do uneven numbers, so let's do 5. 2, let's do a big green one somewhere. There we go. All right. Those over here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is as I was cutting out my designer series paper, I was left with this little piece. I think it's 1 inch. Yeah, it's 1 inches by 4 inch. So I'm just going to take and adhere this to the bottom. Don't throw out these little pieces, but make sure you use them. Otherwise, you'll end up with a ton of little pieces all over the place. And then if you're like me, you'll eventually just put them in the recycling bin. But I do try to use all these pieces up, especially on the inside of cards. Okay, I think I need a sentiment on the inside. So let's stamp the one that says, wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness, which is this one. I'll do it in real red. Now these are rubber stamps, so not easy to see. So especially if you put the labels on, the labels aren't always straight. And so I always test and just see how much I have to just kind of adjust this, and hopefully I get it. Not too bad. So use your grid paper to test out how much you have to adjust this up and down on each side so that you get your sentiment straight. All right. There we go. So that's the Sweet Candy Canes bundle and the pretty designer series paper. I like the way that card turned out. Yeah, I definitely love the clear embossing idea. It wasn't mine. I can't remember who I saw do it. It was on a Stampin' Up event who showed us that. So I definitely won't take credit for that, but it is such a great idea to make them shiny and glossy like a real candy cane would be. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun making it. I will be back on Tuesday night with my sketch challenge. And if you are interested in the my monthly card club, like I said, the first one will start in October, and it will feature the Sweet Candy Canes. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. See you Tuesday. Bye.